Hello and welcome to day 6 of our QuickBooks challenge. Today we're going to take a look at accounts payable and give you some tips on how to get that cleaned up for 2013. The best way to handle your accounts payable is to enter your bills as soon as you get them. Go ahead and put them in your enter bills function here. This will make sure that they don't get lost or misplaced. When you pay the bill, use your pay bill function. Don't just write a manual check or enter a check. If you use the pay bill function, it will make sure that the bill and the payment get properly linked together. One thing you want to do at year end is go into your vendor list. You want to take a look at your vendors and see if there's any that you're not working with anymore, or they may have gone out of business. You may just want to deactivate them. The way to do that, switch the view to all vendors, and it gives you a little space here on the left to X anything out that you might want to make inactive. This will clean up your list and make it a little bit shorter and easier for you to find what you need. It doesn't delete them. You can always come back and reactivate them at any time. Another thing, when you're looking through your list, is check and see if you have duplicate vendors. This is real easy to do, especially if you have more than one person working in your billing system. Sometimes something will get abbreviated or spelled incorrectly. If you do notice that you have two vendors that are the same, you can merge them by picking one of the vendors. You're going to edit the name, and you're going to change the name to be exactly the same of the vendor you want to merge it into. You click OK. The program knows it has already that name is being used. It asks if you want to merge them. If you tell it yes, those two merge together. All the detail from each one will now be in one place. Once you merge them, they can't be unmerged, so make sure that you really want to do it. If you want to unmerge them, you have to go transaction by transaction to reclassify them again and get them out of there. So now that you have your vendor list all nice and cleaned up, you want to take a look at your aging summary. The total on your aging summary should match the total of your accounts payable on your balance sheet. If these two numbers are not the same, check to make sure that you have the same dates being reported on both sheets. You want to make sure that your balance sheet is on the accrual basis. If both of those things are right and you still have a discrepancy, you have a problem somewhere, and you may want to contact a QuickBooks Certified Pro Advisor to help you find that and reconcile it. Another thing, while you have your balance sheet open, you want to customize it and look at it on the cash basis. The cash basis balance sheet should really have a zero amount here in accounts payable. If you see an amount, this is typically, again, it's an issue. It could be with credit memos, it could be with overpayments, but there's probably a problem somewhere where the transactions may not be properly linked. And again, you may want to look for a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor to help you get that cleaned up. Another thing to look at when you're looking at your aging summary, you want to make sure you don't have any amounts out here in the 60 to 90 plus days. All of your amounts should be fairly current. If there is anything out here, you want to investigate it further and make sure it's something that didn't possibly fall through the cracks, or it's something that, again, maybe the transactions aren't linked properly. You got a credit memo and it didn't get linked to that invoice, but you want to go through that and make sure that you get that cleaned up and there's nothing hanging out really old. You also want to look for negative balances here on the summary. There aren't any here, but if you see a negative balance, you've probably got a credit memo. You may have overpaid an invoice, and again, you want to check and make sure that it didn't get misapplied, or if it's starting to get old and you really know that that is a true credit memo, you may want to just call your vendor and ask them to send you a refund so you can get the negative number off your books. Another good thing to look at when you go into your reports, you're going to pull up a vendor contact list. This is going to have everything in it, most of which we don't really want to look at. You can just close these columns to get them out of your way. Go into your Customize. In the display columns, almost all the way to the bottom, you want to pick up your terms. You probably want to review this periodically to make sure that the terms that you have listed in your system are actually the terms that your vendor is giving you. Sometimes they change your terms and you want to make sure that you're both got the same information in there, because you don't want to end up paying your bills late and get hit with late payment fees. So also a good way to look to see who do I need to check and pay closer attention to so I can take advantage of my discounts. You can also go to your unpaid bills detail. This is going to give you the detail of everything on your summary. Then again, if you look down here, the total should match. You can also come in here and customize this. Add the terms here. So when you're looking at this and deciding what you're going to pay, it's easy to see any discounts that you can take advantage of. One of the problems with these reports, your bills are going to show up as of the due date, so it's going to be very easy to miss the opportunity to take your discounts. So you might want to set up your report to include the terms, so you can, even though it's not due, you can pay it a little bit early and take advantage of that. So that's just a quick overview of our accounts payable system and ways to go through it and clean it up. If you have any other questions or need any assistance, feel free to give us a call and we will help you out. Thank you.